And we welcome you to the Central Jersey Group 4 Championship between Winslow Township High School and Shawnee High School. Here in Atco, New Jersey, it's the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Winslow Township and Timmy Bright, the first close-up tonight as he kicks to Shawnee, who receives the opening kickoff and will start their drive at about the 35-yard line. Glad you could join us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Simon Rosenwasser alongside Ethan Carpenter, our director, our entire crew here from Winslow. We look at the keys to the game. Shawnee Renegades looking to stay balanced this year. This game. Matt Wellesley can spread the ball around as well. Big-time quarterback. On defense, they're going to look to limit the plays. Winslow establishing the run. Trey Thorpe, first 1,000-yard rusher since Sean Green here in these parts. Good offensive line play, and of course the turnover battle is going to be a key as well, as Shawnee hands off on first down and a left side run. We'll go to Dean Ballas, number 2, tailback for Shawnee. And he is probably the, looking at the playmakers on the Shawnee side, the number 2, no pun intended, player behind his quarterback wearing the honorary number 44, Matt Wellesley for Shawnee. 4-year starter for Shawnee. And another Ballas run. He goes the other way. It's Trey Thorpe on the stop. And that'll make it a 3rd and long.
3rd and about 8 to go.
It's another run for Shawnee, and Luke Anderson is stopped by Trey Moore. And so Winslow forces the first 3 runs for not a ton of yardage. 4th and 5 from their own 40. Shawnee looks like they're gonna punt, but I think Winslow has to be on their toes looking for a potential fake. But it looks like their punter is back. Darren Wu, he might be the X factor in this game. He is a phenomenal kicker and punter. And so the field position battle is going to be key. We talked to head coach Gushu before the game as Emerald Mitchell almost got in there. And the return is coming for Trey Simmons. He goes to the 40. And so Winslow's offense comes out for the first time. Look at the starting lineups, and this is a potent offense for Winslow. Hamas Duran, the quarterback, and he's got a lot of toys to play with. Trey Thorpe, we just mentioned him. Cam Miller, James Wilson Jr., Trey Simmons, Trey Moore, Jacob Mitchell, all can make plays and likely will make plays. Team will spread the ball around, and Hamas Duran has done a phenomenal job of that this year. So on 1st and 10, it's Duran with Thorpe to his left. And the pressure got in there. The first pass is incomplete. And so it's a 2nd and 10. Looking for Jacob Mitchell. And nice work by that Shawnee defense. Get a look at Ethan Kraus in the starting lineup. Strong safety for Shawnee. And so it should be 2nd and 10. The line marker on the far side of the field still says first down, but it is 2nd and 10. Duran will hand off to Trey Thorpe left side, and a juke across the first down marker. Trey Thorpe, who has been one of the standouts this year for Winslow, certainly last week. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the defensive side of the ball. He did it all. And he is a complete back. Trey Thorpe going over 1,000 yards again, the first time that has happened in these parts since Sean Green, running back for Winslow back in the early 2000s, back when Winslow used to be Edgewood High School. And in fact, Kenny Scott and his man, as Trey Thorpe gets another carry, it's going to be another first down. So 20 early yards for Trey Thorpe. It was Sean Green, the teammate with Kenny Scott, head coach for this Winslow Township team, as we get another look on the replay of Trey Simmons with good patience hitting the hole, able to break a tackle, and Eagles offense is moving. This is the danger zone for Winslow, as they have scored quite a bit from this part of the field. Duran's got a cannon of an arm, and it's been accurate. They've got the playmakers, a lot of passing touchdowns in the 30, 40, 50-yard range. So we'll see what happens here. It's Duran on time to Jimmy Wilson. And he is short of first down yardage.
Bring up a second and short. It's about a 7-yard pickup. So 2nd and 3 at the 28.
So Winslow with a 2nd and 3. And it's Thorpe, spins off a man in the backfield. Spinning and winning is what the PA announcer says here. And it's another first down, third first down pickup for Trey Thorpe. Yeah, he's done a lot, but offensive line has been good this year. As we look at the starting lineup defensively for Shawnee, Billy O'Byrne, Gavin Zahn, Nate Sears, Harrison Gilmore. Those up front for Shawnee, Cohen, Kraus, Palouse, Beamer, McCaney, and Bialis. In the secondary for Shawnee, it's Duran using his legs now. Faked it to Thorpe, and the whistle came out. The ball did come out at the end, but well after the whistle. And Fred McEnany has the stop for Shawnee. It is a gain of about 1 as we get another look. Again, Simon Rosenwasser here with you on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Camera ops today, Sky Clement and Sky McMillan. Students here at Winslow Township High School, as well as our own Andrew Jersky and our, again, director Ethan Carpenter, as Winslow moves 2nd and 9 here in the Central Jersey Group 4 Championship. Duran with time, looks for Simmons. On time to Simmons, who weaves his way for a first down. And they're inside the 15. So now we got to look at what Winslow's red zone offense looks like. Again, a lot of their touchdowns have come from the 40, 50-yard variety, so there haven't been too many plays from 10, 15 yards out where we've seen this offense move into the end zone. And that was a quote from Coach Gushu, who was watching the tape of Winslow, including the game last week against Colts Neck, in which the Eagles rolled to a victory in the semifinals. Shawnee over Clearview in their semifinal. It's a 1st and 10 for Winslow inside the 15. Jacob Mitchell is in motion. The handoff is to Thorpe, east to west, now bounces north, and he falls forward, gain of about 7. Got to look at Trey Thorpe 5'10", 185 pounds, came over from Notre Dame. He doesn't have necessarily the body that you look for from the scouting perspective, but you watch this kid play, and he's got the intangibles. And the one thing that he has worked on tremendously, dating back to the offseason, is his speed. And he has been able to break away from some defenders this year. He's in the backfield on a 2nd and 3. Gets the carry. It's Thorpe with some power for another first down inside the 5-yard line. And the Eagles knocking on the door, under 5 minutes to play now here in the first quarter.
Enough for the first and 10. First and goal. Right about the 2. First goal, right about the 2-yard line.
State championship winning Winslow Township Marching Band is also here, adding to the scenery. I'm sure you'll hear them through our natural sound microphone at points, as you just did. On first and goal, it's Wilson in motion, and Duran who hands to Thorpe. And Thorpe stacked up by a host of Shawnee players. And that's going to be second and goal from the 2. Let's see who got there first. Like number 33 and Josh Palouse, the junior. As the Shawnee defense is bending, will they break? Winslow, a couple chances to punch it in here. Still 3 receivers, and still in the gun is Hamas Duran. Duran for Thorpe. He's in for a touchdown, and the Eagles strike early.
So Winslow, with that first possession.
Touchdown, Winslow Township. Trey Thorpe picking up where he left off last week. It was a drive full of Trey Thorpe runs, picked up 3 first downs on that drive, and able to cap it off with the touchdown. So how about the Eagles coming out, establishing the run early? Extra point attempt, and I don't think we see Timmy Bright out there. Hamas Duran is still on the field. Interesting, we haven't seen this much from Winslow throughout the season. Timmy Bright's been pretty good at PATs, kicking it. And Winslow coming out on their first touchdown and looking to turn 6 points into 8.
Dead ball. Legal substitution. Shawnee.
All right, a legal substitution against Shawnee might make this a little bit easier for Winslow. I believe that's half the distance to the goal. So a 2-yard conversion turns into 1 yard. And it's still the same story in the backfield here, Duran and Thorpe. And they go right back to the well. Trey Thorpe only needed 1, and he got it. 2-point conversion, good. And Winslow scores 8 on their first drive, 8-0.
2 points.
8-0 Winslow. And that is how the Eagles wanted to start their night. And Trey Thorpe with some powerful, strong, physical running. The highlight of the drive. Good screen pass there to Trey Simmons. No huge plays for Winslow, but a lot of really good-looking ones. And, of course, Trey Thorpe to finish it up. We look at the playoff bracket in Central Jersey Group 4. Shawnee 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between Winslow and Shawnee. Again, the Eagles defeating Colts Neck. Renegades defeating Clearview. And they meet here in the championship game. First time that Winslow Township High School has appeared here in the Central Jersey Group 4 championship game. It's a big night for the Winslow community. Shawnee, they've been around the bend. It's a program with a lot of history, and they will fall on this one. A pooch kick gives Shawnee good field position. They start at the 38-yard line. So we'll get a look at Matt Wellesley again. He had handed it off 3 times. Looking at their starting lineups, Matt Wellesley, Dean Ballas, Avery Cohen is a top target for Wellesley. Luke Anderson, Liam Sherb, and Eric Hartman, your receivers and tight ends. The offensive line, Gerber, Supalana, Welsh, Goodnecht, and Emerle. Emerly, excuse me, Dan Emerly at right tackle. On 1st and 10, it's Wellesley who hands off. And it's a good play. Trey Simmons makes the tackle. Luke Anderson on the run. And it's 2nd and 6. So 4 runs to start for Shawnee. Wanted to make sure that they had a balanced attack, but they know that they can throw the ball when they want. Here's Wellesley, the southpaw. A little short this time for Avery Cohen, who was locked up with Cam Miller. Good coverage by Cam Miller, the phenomenal skill position player, freshman for Winslow Township High School. Look at the starting lineups defensively. Chad Smallwood is one of the guys you want to keep your eye on. Plugs the middle, along with Boswell. Mitchell is the middle linebacker. And a quick look at the secondary, as off and running is Shawnee. And they will flip inside the 5. And the Renegades are moving. Avery Cohen. And it's 1st and goal for Shawnee. Another look. Cohen caught up by Cam Miller. So here comes the 1st and goal from the 5. Wellesley hands. And a good hit by Emerald Mitchell right at the line of scrimmage. Jeremiah Taylor there as well. And so a 1st and goal will turn into a 2nd and goal from inside the 5-yard line. Here's Wellesley, rolling left, looking end zone, and it's broken up. Cameron Brown on the coverage. He's looking for Avery Cohen. Wellesley, who can extend the plays with the best of them, and you don't often see quarterbacks rolling left, but when you got a lefty. And Wellesley, who has got the experience throwing on the run, almost turned that one into 6. Instead, it'll be a 3rd and goal. Joe Papa is the running back. It's a keeper for Wellesley. Right tackle in for the score. Touchdown, Shawnee. And Matt Wellesley leads the team down the field, responds to Winslow's first offensive possession with a score. And Shawnee will not go for 2. They've got their kicker on the field. Wellesley goes to the sideline, gets some love. Shawnee band is also here, serenading fans and the team. Darren Wu on for the extra point. Junior kicker with a big boot. Emerald Mitchell throws his hands in the air. So Winslow likely committing this foul.
Dead ball, approachment, defense.
And there you heard the penalty against the defense. And so a timeout's going to be called with Shawnee. Just like we saw with Winslow, they went for 2 after the penalty, which made it a 1-yard attempt for the 2-point conversion. It's going to be a 1-yard attempt here for Shawnee, so they're going to change their thinking and potentially go for 2. We take a look last week. We mentioned Trey Thorpe had a huge game. He scored the touchdown here already, and we look at his highlights from last week. 3 touchdowns, 149 yards on the ground, 3 interceptions, and 7 tackles as well. You talk about hitting it in all 3 phases. And Trey Thorpe did that last week, filled up the stat sheet, and it was fun to watch. And already making an impact here in this one. So we come back to live action, 2-point conversion, Shawnee with Wellesley keeping. He's in, and we are tied at 8. So Shawnee takes advantage of the Winslow penalty, and we are knotted up with both teams having good-looking drives here in the first quarter. Avery Cohen, the big play to bring Shawnee within the 5-yard line, and then Wellesley on 3rd down punches it in. Here are the highlights, and there is that play to Cohen, able to spin off his linebacker in coverage, and with some good speed, got them on the doorstep. It's Wellesley who punches it in. Tim Gushu, the head coach for this Shawnee squad. It was a tough year for Shawnee last year. Miserable is what the word was. And speaking with Coach Gushu, the program has obviously been successful for a lot of years. And you've got a lot of familiar faces on this Shawnee team this year, and guys that had a really sour taste in their mouth the way that 2020 happened for them. And a big credit to Shawnee for coming in this year and putting some things together. Matt Wellesley's senior season. It's been a very demanding schedule for this Shawnee squad. Played Millville game 2. They might play him again if they win here. Fair catch at the 38-yard line of Winslow. It's Cam Brown who hauls it in. And here comes Hamas Duran and the Winslow offense for its 2nd possession. So Kenny Scott and the staff of Winslow Township High School. Christian Hackenberg is in the middle of the huddle. Hamas Duran, the senior quarterback, working on the single-season all-time mark here at Winslow High School. Needs only 107 yards to eclipse it. 1st and 10, it's Thorpe in the backfield. 4 receivers, and they'll keep it with Thorpe. And he is hit in the backfield by Shawnee, as there were a few Renegades in there. It's Fred McEnany with the TFL, 2nd and 12. Duran got a little time to throw here. Wants Simmons. Jump ball knocked away. Ryan Budzinski in coverage. Pretty good throw. And Simmons was there for it. Maybe just a tad underthrown as we get another look. And just a 50-50 ball. It's good coverage in the end. But Winslow showing you that this is a big play offense. They want the deep ball. They're confident they can hit on it. Again, we mentioned Christian Hackenberg. Yes, that is the same Christian Hackenberg. Of course, you Winslow fans know it. Been a huge difference to have a NFL caliber, D1 caliber voice in the huddles this year for probably none more so than Hamas Duran. Duran rolling this time, and he's going to run out of room to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 11, turning into a 4th and long, 4th and about 9. Winslow might be forced to punt here, and the Shawnee defense making a few plays. Good coverage downfield, and Duran unable to find anyone.
Original line of scrimmage.
Good job by Shawnee to stay home, not allow Duran to run for the first down, which we've seen him do so many times this season. Under 45 seconds, it's Jimmy Wilson back to kick for Winslow. They attempted a fake punt last week and failed on it. I think it might be a little early in the game for Kenny Scott to be rolling the dice in that department. So it's Jimmy Wilson who angles the punt out of bounds, and it stays inbounds and picked up by Shawnee. Out of bounds goes Avery Cohen on the return. And now here comes the Shawnee offense. Final minute of play here in the first quarter. Trey Thorpe, the touchdown for Winslow. Matt Wellesley, the touchdown for Shawnee. Central Jersey Group 4 championship. Again, the winner will face Millville in a couple weeks, not next week, because both of these teams have Thanksgiving Day games on their schedule. Shawnee runs on first down, and the give is to Dean Ballas. Second and 6. Another Ballas run, and he cannot escape. Trey Thorpe there on the stop. It's going to bring up a third and about 5, and we will get to the end of this first quarter with the score 8-8 and a third down to start the second.
First quarter, with your score, Shawnee 8 and the Eagles 8. Great first quarter. 35 as we flip the field.
So the teams will flip sides of the field, and we look at some highlights from Hamas Duran this year. Over 2,300 passing yards, 38 total touchdowns, 328 rush yards this year, and he's been dropping it in the bucket all season long. Here's him on the road, and yeah, he's got some guys that can go up and make plays as well. There was Jimmy Wilson, who's been a favorite target, but he's been spreading the wealth. And again, we talked about Christian Hackenberg joining the coaching staff for Winslow. The biggest thing for Coach Hackenberg and Hamas Duran has been his legs coming into this season. Duran learning from Christian how to throw with his legs and be able to kind of build from the ground up this year. There's Kenny Scott, the head coach, who was a part of the reason that Coach Hackenberg is here. Bill Belton is the offensive coordinator, former Winslow star. Coach Scott and Coach Belton have been in touch for a long time, and it finally, with timing, worked out that Coach Belton joined the staff here, and it's Bill Belton who recruited his Penn State teammate Christian Hackenberg to the coaching staff, and that's been a huge difference. This is a championship level football team this season. Eagles have had some talent the last few years, but it seems like they're putting it together offensively, and those two head coaches certainly a big reason why. Though you see the false start against Shawnee. As we start the second quarter, they'll have a 3rd and 9. Wellesley rolls left. Wellesley throws on the run and throws it at the feet of Luke Anderson, and it's 4th and 9. And a couple 3-and-outs traded by the two teams here playing tonight after both scored touchdowns on their previous possessions. So it's Trey Simmons back to return for Winslow. And another look at the strong boot of the punter in Wu. Darren Wu stands at his own 20. Trey Simmons stands at his own 40. Awaits the return. Wu kicks away. It's off the side of his foot. And out of bounds at the 50. So good field position here for Winslow Township High School. And we got to look at Cam Miller, freshman wide receiver. We talked about Penn State with the coaching staff and the two former players. Cam Miller already with an offer from Penn State. He's a freshman. He's got offers from Penn State and Temple. And the sky is the limit for this kid. They love him. Here in Winslow, humble, comes to work every day and gets the job done. And again, at just 15 years old, he's got a lot to look forward to if he continues to work. Played in a lot of camps during his middle school years, and that's how he was able to get the attention of those programs. It's Duran firing for Simmons. He's got him inside the 10, touchdown.
Trey Simmons, the 49 from.
Simmons takes the top off the defense, and Winslow scores. It's 14-8 Eagles. And we'll see if they keep the offense on the field. Duran is still standing on the field. Looks like waiting for the play call. So a very aggressive style of Winslow this year. Or excuse me, this game, looking like they're going for two on most of their PATs. Confident in this offense. Two receivers, top of your screen. One receiver, it's Cam Miller on the bottom. Out of the backfield, it's through the arms of Jacob Mitchell.
So that leaves the score 14.
And so it's 14-8. And yeah, you look good when you hit those 2-point conversions, but when you miss them, you just hope that it doesn't come back to burn you in the end. Another look at the beautiful throw and catch by Trey Simmons. Jacob Mitchell had a rough week last week. He's a phenomenal talent for the Eagles. There's Coach Handy, Jason Handy, the assistant coach for Winslow Township High School. As the Eagles are huddled up. Trey Simmons, a guy that has just made a ton of plays this year, but he's one of the more quiet, reserved kids on the team. Not necessarily a vocal leader, but one that leads with his play. And Timmy Bright will kick off after the Trey Simmons touchdown. 14-8 second quarter. Simon Rosenwasser here with you, Play-by-Play Sports Network. As Bright will pooch it again. It goes through one leg and picked up by Cohen. And so another drive that's going to start right around the 40-yard line. That's where most of the drives have started so far for both teams, really. And so both teams are kind of trading punches. When one gets a 3-and-out, the other gets a 3-and-out. When one gets a touchdown, Shawnee got a touchdown. So we'll see if Shawnee can respond to the latest Winslow touchdown on their ensuing possession. Here comes Matt Wellesley, looking at him by the numbers. 2,000-yard passer this year. 461 rush yards, 35 total touchdowns. Now make it 36 after the short rushing touchdown. But he is one of the greats for Shawnee and really in South Jersey. Handoff, first down, it's Ballas with Cam Miller on the stop. It's a 5-yard run.
About a 4-yard pickup up to the 44. Miller on the tackle. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Wellesley, back foot, now launches for Cohen, and Cohen's got it. He's tackled by Trey Simmons, but Avery Cohen, the playmaker here in this one for Shawnee so far. How about this throw? You're going to see some good quarterback play. You already have. And Avery Cohen already knocking on the door of 100 yards here in the first half. Team that spreads the ball out a lot, but Avery Cohen has been the primary target this year for Wellesley. Gonna fake it to Ballas, and Wellesley will keep. Cuts inside the 5. Ball came out. Winslow pointing in their direction, but it looks like the referees are gonna say Shawnee recovered. So Wellesley coughs it up, and he's lucky to retain and give his team a 1st and goal. Came out at the end there, and didn't quite get a look on that angle to see who jumped on top of it for for Shawnee, but they maintain possession. It's going to be a 2nd and 4 for Shawnee. Opening minutes of the 2nd quarter. Whistle here before the play. Timeout, Winslow.
Timeout. Winslow's first of the half.
So both coaches will talk things over. And we look at the recent results for Shawnee. Again, defeated Clearview 42-7. Hamilton 34-15, 35-0 result against Northern Burlington, and St. Augustine 21-7. It's been a tough schedule for Shawnee this year. Played Cherokee, was able to down Shawnee in that one. And St. Augustine, a tough matchup in late October. Millville game 2. So again, a demanding schedule for Shawnee this year. Defensively, they've gotten a lot better from where they were last season. And it's been a team that has made its way to the Central Jersey Group 4 Championship. And on 2nd and 4, looking to tie the game up, and then an extra point would take the lead. Wellesley for Ballas, and he's not going anywhere. Ball came out at the end. The referees are going to say he was down. Amir Wiley was in on the stop, the defensive line for Winslow Township. Trey Moore looking to come out of the pile and take it the other way. So big play here, 3rd and 4. Likely 4-down territory, though you never know with Shawnee's kicking game. Probably feel confident in Wu's ability to put one through, but it's Wellesley running on 3rd down, keeping, falling. He's going to be short of the marker. Jeremiah Taylor on the tackle. And so it's going to bring up the 4th down. The question is how many yards to gain. Looks like 2 or 3 for Shawnee, and the offense will stay on the field. Third down was a big play. This is a bigger one. 4th down, Wellesley up the gut. Down he goes. Smallwood got him first. Thorpe finishes him off, and Winslow takes over on downs.
With the hole. Winslow will take over. Deep in that territory.
So a long drive by Shawnee, highlighted by the big play as we look at Winslow's semi-final performance against Colts Neck and what the defense did. 3 interceptions, all from the man, number 5, Trey Thorpe, but everyone was making plays. Had 3 sacks in that game, 5 tackles for a loss, and a fumble recovery as well. The defense, we talked about Shawnee's defense here in 2021, has played much better than they did last year. Same can be said for Winslow. And with Emerald Mitchell manning the middle, and playmakers in the secondary, Eagles are able to stop Shawnee on a long run. There's Cam Miller on the screen, but Shawnee was with it. It's a good job by, who's that, number 51, and Tyler Goodnecht. And if he wasn't there with them, Cam Miller might have been off. So it's a 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard run. Screen looked like it was set up pretty nicely. Four receivers, Winslow spreads them out on 2nd down. Duran with Thorpe. Thorpe picks up the blitz over the middle. It's Jimmy Wilson who's got it for a 1st down. James Wilson Jr., or Jimmy Wilson as they call him. He's been again, you saw in the highlights from this season, quite the playmaker for Kenny Scott, Hamas Duran, and company for Winslow, and some breathing room now for Winslow as they move here in the 2nd quarter. 6-point lead for the Eagles. Remember, it was Shawnee who received the opening kickoff. Well, we've got a few minutes before we can talk about those scenarios. Winslow keeps it on the ground with Trey Thorpe. Some stutters, waits for that hole to develop, and goes along the right side for 4 yards. Working that right side. Zach Thompson, the right guard. Right tackle is Chad Smallwood. Smallwood, a guy that Coach Kenny Scott said, if he keeps his work up, could play on Sundays one day. And we know that we've seen some NFL talent come from Winslow and into the NFL, so that's not being hyperbolic. It's Duran going deep for Simmons, and he just missed him. Simmons had a step on Matt Wellesley, who was back there in coverage, and Dean Ballas as well. So you've got Wellesley back there in the secondary. Another look, Duran showing off the arm, and almost. Third down and 6. Shawnee's band and cheerleaders on the far side of the field. Get loud. Looking for the stop on 3rd down. They are going to get it as Simmons has it go off his hands. And it's a 4th down and 6 now, and it looks like Winslow going to be forced to punt here. We know that the Eagles have they've enjoyed going for it and being aggressive, but not when you've got a 6-point lead and you're in your own territory. So they'll play the field position game. And it's Jimmy Wilson back to punt. Glad you're all joining us here for what we expect and what we already have seen is a fairly evenly matched championship game. Both teams scoring just over 30 points per game. As Winslow will get a decent bounce inside the 40, and yet another drive starts right around there with Shawnee coming back onto the field after a turnover on downs their last series. Another look at the last series, and this was the big play. Cohen, the deep ball inside the 20, that set up a couple chances for Shawnee. Winslow able to halt them with some good stout defense inside the 10. But it's a 1st and 10 now for Shawnee. Just inside the 40, Wellesley clean pocket, now steps up, finds Ballas out of the backfield. And Ballas shifts his weight to his right, has first down yardage to midfield. When you've got protection like Matt Wellesley just had, and that pocket presence, remember that game you would play in Madden, the pocket presence game? Well, Wellesley looks like he's got a lot of it. And they're actually going to mark Ballas. You see him there, number 2. They're going to mark him down when he lost his balance there at the end of the run. His knee went down, so they mark him short, 2nd and 2. Wellesley with Smallwood smothering him. Sack for Winslow all the way back to the 40, and it's 3rd and long.
Brings up a 3rd down.
Chad Smallwood, number 65. You can see him dwarfing over his teammates there. And they are going to mark him at the 44-yard line. Another look. And Winslow looking for a 3rd down stop. Showing pressure. Here it comes off the edge. Wellesley will run away from it. And he will not get away from Smallwood again. The Eagles get home, but a flag is down. The Eagles dialed up some pressure. The referee is going to chat this over. And we'll see what the call is. It's a big call coming.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15 yards.
Personal foul against Winslow. Crowd doesn't like it. They're going to repeat 3rd down. It's not an automatic 1st down, which is interesting. As Winslow got there.
And it's all the way back to the 47. So 3rd and about 2.
But it was an illegal tackle. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. So Shawnee potentially catching a break. Wellesley time. He's backpedaling. Here comes the pressure again. Down he goes.
Once again, no flag.
Amir Wiley. Wiling out.
All the way back to the 30.
He was involved on that last play, and he gets home for the 2nd in a row. Amir Wiley. You can see Wellesley. He's sensing the pressure coming as the Eagles have dialed up the intensity and feeding off this home crowd. So it's a 4th and long, and Winslow able to dodge the face mask bullet. Lucky it's not the NFL where that would have been an automatic 1st down. So Wu is back to punt. He's inside his own 20. And it's a good boot this time. Trey Thorpe is back to return, scoops it, and is downed at the 38.
So Winslow with 3:10 left in the 2nd quarter.
It's good action either way. Eagles have played well so far. Shawnee
1st and 10.
made some plays as well, but I would say on the offense and defensive side of the football, it's Winslow, the slight edge. But we still got a lot of football left to play here in this one. Look at the recent results for Winslow, 41-14 against Colts Neck, Heights down 50-7, a 50 spot against Holy Spirit. And they put up some points against Cedar Creek as well. 35-27 was the final in that game. A tough Cedar Creek team. But the Eagles putting up some points this year. There's no doubt about it. And a good chance for Winslow to add on to their 6-point lead. Duran's got time. A dart over the middle to Jimmy Wilson.
Change Jimmy Wilson into Renegades territory all the way up.
Pickup of 19 yards for Jimmy Wilson. Moves the chains on 1st down, 1st and 10. Winslow.
Pickup.
Eagles have plenty of time. Here comes the pressure. Duren with a flag down. Now will fire, looking end zone for Cam Miller. Oh, he was able to get himself free and drops it. Though that was a good-looking play in the end zone. The foul is going to go against Winslow, it looks like. So it wouldn't have counted anyway. Maybe a hold. That's the guess, at least. As we await the official signal from the referee. Still going to be a first down for Winslow, though it'll be a spot foul and bring him back a bunch. As here comes the ref. He's got a wireless microphone, so we can hear him. Well, thought they were going to make the call. They're going to allow Shawnee to call timeout first. Looks like Coach Tim Gushu wants an explanation before the call is made. And so regardless, it's going to be first down for Winslow. And now we can start to think about who gets possession at the start of the third quarter. Eagles will be the ones to do so. Shawnee went 3 and out on their first possession. And so Winslow, with a 6-point lead in their perfect world, would score and then have a potential to score again on consecutive possessions. Here comes the call, finally.
Multiple fouls against the offense.
Multiple fouls.
Hold. Against Winslow Township. Offensive pass interference. Winslow Township. That is declined. Repeat first down.
All right, so that impressive move that we saw from Cam Miller in the end zone was called a penalty, though that one didn't really matter because the hold was called first, and since it was a spot foul and happened well behind the line of scrimmage, it makes it a 1st and 31. Maybe about 25. 1st and 25. Trying to do the math in my head. It's Duren on first down, looking for Simmons, and that ball is broken up. Avery Cohen on the coverage. It's been Cohen versus Simmons, the battle. But Winslow identifying those one-on-one coverages, and they're taking their shots. Trey Simmons able to connect on one with Duren earlier in the first quarter. He's again another look. Good defense, though. This time from Avery Cohen. Simmons will come to the sideline, it looks, for at least the play. Simmons scoring the second touchdown for Winslow Township. Second down and 26 officially. Thorpe's in motion, empty backfield. Duren's the only one there. Duren fires as he's hit, and it's a duck that is incomplete. Wow. Cam Miller almost brought it in. Avery Cohen on the coverage. Let's get another look here as Duren certainly was pestered there by the pressure. And Cohen with some physical play in the secondary makes it a 3rd down. Still timeouts to burn if you're Shawnee. So the way it looks, Shawnee now might be thinking like they could have a last-minute drive here in the first half. Third down and 26. Cam Miller on a bubble screen. Gets to midfield, but still going to be 4th and long. Tackle made by Ethan Kraus. And here comes Jimmy Wilson, the punter for Winslow. Stoppage of the clock will be by Shawnee. So under 2 minutes left.
Timeout.
And Shawnee will have some opportunity now to potentially take the lead before halftime. Certainly with Wellesley at quarterback, who can move the ball down the field with the best of them, and Avery Cohen, who's shown the ability to separate. Team, if they have decent field position, can make something happen.
Let's give it up for our Winslow Township cheerleaders out there tonight.
You'll look at Kenny Scott on his side. Matt Wellesley is statistically one of the top quarterbacks that, statistically, he is the top quarterback that Shawnee's ever had. But we look at Kenny Scott. So excited this year for this opportunity. Had a lot of two-way players this year, and he's got a lot of praise to go around. The strength and conditioning program has been excellent for Winslow Township High School. These kids are in really good shape. Again, a lot of two-way players, and they have been making plays for 60 full minutes of gameplay, playing on offense and defense, a lot of them that you'll see. Short kick by Jimmy Wilson. It's Dean Ballas who won't escape the initial onslaught of Eagle defenders on special teams. Cam Brown, the tackle, and so with 1:44 left, plenty of time for Shawnee. 1st and 10. Both defenses buckling up a bit in the last few minutes. Four receivers. Wellesley looking near side first. Wiley stripped it out, and Wellesley has to eat it. Amir Wiley is feeling it tonight. We talked about Chad Smallwood, but it's Amir Wiley who's gotten in the backfield, the senior defensive tackle. 5'11", 230 pounds. And now a 2nd and long for Shawnee. There's Wiley playing the end. And the timeout now for Winslow. I was wondering if they were going to call one, because with the huge loss there, 2nd and 24, a 14-yard sack for Amir Wiley. It almost turned into a strip sack and fumble recovery for him. But it'll just take the strip sack. And so now Winslow, with Shawnee backs against the wall, they're going to stop the clock, maybe try to save a couple plays for themselves on offense, depending how the next couple go for Shawnee. But recently it has been the defensive front of Winslow that has not given Wellesley the time to throw. That was how the last drive came to an end for Shawnee. In fact, the drive before it, where Shawnee was driving all the way inside the 10-yard line, it was the defensive front who was able to stop Shawnee on 4th down and goal. And now a 2nd and 24, courtesy of Amir Wiley. Wiley coming off the edge. It's Wellesley. Wants to run, and Amir Wiley's got him again. 2nd in a row for Wiley on this drive, and dating back to the last drive, it's his 3rd tackle for a loss in a row. Amir Wiley.
Timeout, Winslow.
With Winslow calling another timeout. I believe that's their final. And so on 3rd and 24 now, Winslow will talk things over, so will Shawnee. See what Kenny Scott's got to say to his squad. I think it's the last time out for Winslow, so the clock will run, barring an incomplete pass. You would think Shawnee's just going to keep this on the ground, and then it's the conservative route. You go into the locker room down by 6 because the clock will continue to run, and there won't be much time for Winslow to do anything, maybe one play. Wellesley with Ballas in the backfield. The give is to Dean Ballas, and he breaks one, though he had a lot more to go to pick up the first down. He'll get close to the original line of scrimmage, a few yards short of that. It's going to bring up a 4th and long, and the clock runs. So Winslow will be able to field a punt. And if they call a fair catch, it depends on when they boot this one. They might have one play before the end of the second quarter. Shawnee might call timeout right before the play clock expires, and that is the case. 11 seconds left. Shawnee will take its final timeout. And so Winslow will probably get one more play if they call fair catch. It depends how long that ball is in the air. Let's take a look at the scoring plays so far. Trey Thorpe on the ground. And then we'll get a look at Matt Wellesley, the lone touchdown for Shawnee. Followed up by Winslow's second touchdown, a gorgeous throw from Duran to Trey Simmons. Trey Thorpe is back to receive the punt. He's standing at his own 40. Wu is the punter for Shawnee. And the punt is out of bounds inside the 40, so there's 6 seconds left. And
5 seconds left, 7 tenths at their 40. So Winslow,
6 seconds left. Winslow will have one play. This will be the final play of the half, considering Winslow will likely try to air it out for the end zone, which usually takes more than 6 seconds. But if you watched the game last week here in Atco, we saw a last-second touchdown before the second quarter came to an end. It was Coltsneck who scored on the last play from scrimmage in the second quarter. So Winslow surely knows that they can do it. However, they're going to kneel it. Conservative approach for the Winslow Township Eagles. I would have taken one shot there if I was coaching, but I'm not, and for good reason. End of the second quarter, it's 14-8. Winslow leading Shawnee. So off to the locker room goes the Winslow Township Eagles. Going to have a marching band performance here in Atco. We will take a step aside. We'll come back for the third quarter. We'll leave a camera live for the marching band performance. The state championship winning marching band for the Winslow Township Eagles. So certainly stay tuned for that as they get set up. Chad Smallwood, who part of this defensive front for Winslow, started to lock it up in the end of this first half. So we'll be back. You're watching the Play-by-Play Sports Network.
Fawaz Basari, Jalen Mitchell, Gavin Scherzer, Kayla Goldsboro, and the WTHS percussion section. Instructing the band are Assistant Director, Ms. Corey Merce, Visionary Guard Designer, Ms. Jessica Parkhurst. Music and visual instructors, Ms. Casey Cox, Ms. Maddie Parkhurst, Ms. Aaliyah Jones, Ms. Siani McCowan. Percussion instructor, Mr. Andre Ames, and Mr. Isaiah Brown. Program coordinator, design, Mr. George Lavelle Jr. Everything else by, of course, Dave Parkhurst. The WTH Marching Band is the Tournament of Bands 2021 undefeated Group 1A Regional 1 New Jersey State and Atlantic Coast champions. We like to give it up to Shawnee Marching Band. They are watching. They are Tournament of Bands 2021 undefeated Group 2A Regional 1 New Jersey State and Atlantic Coast champions. So let's give it up to that band also.
leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. On the midnight train. Said she's going back to a simpler place and time. And I'll be with her. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. On the midnight train to Georgia. I'd rather live in her world than be without her in mine.
Oh yes, give it up for them champions. Choo choo. Swibber.
Third quarter kickoff brought in by Winslow. The Eagles with a 14-8 lead as we begin this third frame, and we've got some records to talk about. Hamas Duran, 108 passing yards in the first half, and we look at the single season records all time. He is, I believe, already eclipsing it, though definitely on the next play we will call the official leader in passing yards for a single season, Hamas Duran. He came into the game 107 yards behind Bill Belton, his offensive coordinator. Eagles keep it on the ground with Trey Thorpe. First down run for Thorpe is good for about 4 yards. Makes it 2nd and 6. Prince Drew Bay a couple years ago with a great quarterback season for the Eagles. Bill Belton, again moving on to be the running back at Penn State, was the quarterback here for Winslow and has those 2 big numbers in the passing yards department. But Hamas Duran leading the most prolific passing attack in Winslow Eagle history. And there is the completion to Trey Simmons. And officially, the single season yardage mark for Hamas Duran.
It's like a 12-yard pickup. And with that pass,
and Trey Simmons
has broke the single season
able to
record
be
for
the
Winslow
receiver
Township
on that.
passing.
So the record getting announced to the crowd here.
16 yards. Let's give it up for Hamas, y'all.
So congratulations to Hamas Duran, and certainly he will trade that record in for a victory here in the Central Jersey Group 4 state championship, Group 4 championship game. Get that record out of the way early in the third quarter because there's some big moments to come. It's Trey Thorpe, cutting on a dime and then lowering his shoulder, falling forward for first down yardage.
4-yard line.
He is a fun player to watch.
Chain gang moving.
And just the way that the Eagles started the first half on the ground with the physical running of Trey Thorpe, they start the second half the same way. First and 10, Winslow from the Shawnee 34. Little pitch to Thorpe. And here comes a flag. Thorpe is stopped after a gain of 5, but looks like that might be holding. It is. The call is made by the referee, so it's going to bring up a 1st and 20, and it was penalties that halted the Eagle momentum at the end of the second quarter. So it's going to be a 1st and long coming up.
Hold. Winslow. Spotted a foul. Repeat first down.
So that applies to the 5-yard pickup. Take it back.
So Winslow back to the Shawnee 47.
Now ball's on the 46. Need to get it up to the 24. First and
22. Eagles going 5 wide, including Trey Thorpe in the slot, with 4 receivers on the north side of your screen. Duran over the middle behind Jacob Mitchell. The pressure was good from Billy O'Byrne of Shawnee. There's O'Byrne, who wreaked some havoc on that last play to bring up a 2nd and 22. Important defensive possession here for Shawnee. And to avoid to go down 2 scores, nobody has been Nobody has led by more than one score in this game. Winslow has led the whole time, at least since the opening kickoff. Screen on third down, and Mitchell is taken down with Ethan Kraus, the tackler, and it'll bring up a 3rd and, let's see, 21. Looks like they're officially still going to call it 22. Nonetheless, it's a 3rd and long for Winslow. You're in enemy territory, so you can think 4-down territory here. I mean, if they get this ball up to the 35 or 30, you might think about going for it on 4th down. But the holding penalty a few plays ago, leaving Winslow deep in their own territory, and they call a timeout early here in the 3rd quarter. So Kenny Scott wants timeouts. And in a close game like this, that's something that you earmark and you look for as something to potentially go back to. You never like to see teams calling timeouts early in the half, especially in these long situations, though. The Eagles, if they can get through this 3rd down and 22, that could provide them some momentum. With the reward being going up by 2 scores. We look at Trey Simmons. By the numbers this year, he caught the touchdown, 763 yards coming into the game. He's got over 800 now on the year, 9 touchdowns, and he's looking for his 3rd 100-yard game for number 3. Big play ability. He caught the big one, the touchdown, the 2nd one for Winslow in the game, but we'll surely see him be featured in the offense moving forward. Here's Duran on a 3rd and long. He's got time, and he wants Simmons. Inside the 20, jump ball. Caught by Simmons. Right on cue.
Around. All the way down to
triple coverage on number 3. And Trey Simmons.
Right about the 7-yard line.
Strong hands.
Got 40.
It's 1st and goal, and now Kenny Scott looks pretty smart, doesn't he? The timeout called, as Winslow with a 6-point lead has a chance to make it a 2-score game, and now the clock will stop with a whistle and a timeout. Shawnee. So both teams taking timeouts early in this contest. Early in the 3rd quarter, 14-8. Touchdowns by Trey Thorpe and Trey Simmons for Winslow. The touchdown for Matt Wellesley for Shawnee, though it's been a while since the Shawnee offense has had the football, it feels like. We get another look at some powerful running by Trey Thorpe. This was
no timeout
early on in the drive, and there was no timeout. Some confusion here, and Coach Scott is not liking it. They're not going to call a time. They're not going to grant a timeout to Shawnee, and now Kenny Scott's going to get the explanation. And I don't think Coach is satisfied, is he?
Interesting.
Regardless, it's 1st and goal for Winslow. Got to forget about it, move to the next play. Movement by Shawnee. Hamas Duran got him on the hard count. So a couple Shawnee defenders flinch.
Shawnee at the distance to the goal line. Still 1st down.
Half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal, Winslow.
1st and goal from the 3.5.
Duran back to the huddle. Eagles sprint out in formation. Trey Thorpe is the running back, of course. Jimmy Wilson's in motion, goes to the slot on the left side. The give is to Thorpe. He is in. Touchdown, Winslow.
Touchdown. Along the right side for 3.5.
Second touchdown of the game for Trey Thorpe. And the Eagles make it 20-8. And now up by 12. Makes sense to keep the offense on the field for a 2-point conversion. Eagles 1 for 2 on 2-point conversions in the game so far. Fake to Thorpe, and there's a lot of contact in the end zone. Here comes the flag. It's going to be pass interference against Shawnee. 2 flags in the end zone. Both referees saw it, so did we. But the Eagles will get another shot at it, likely keep it on the ground.
Defensive pass interference. Repeat the try.
So half the distance to the goal. And the Eagles, who have been getting some good push from the offensive line, I would say 90% going to run the ball here. Nope, I was wrong. It's Cam Miller. 2-point conversion good. They faked it to Thorpe, and Cam Miller on a slant. It's got a 2-point conversion. It's a 14-point lead for Winslow. 22-8.
Pushes the lead, 22. Eagles, 8 Renegades.
Another look at some key plays on the drive. Again, the Trey Thorpe run. This was an impressive run, showing the lightning and the thunder. And here was the big play on 3rd and, what was it, 22. Trey Simmons, triple coverage. And capping it off, Trey Thorpe, short run for the touchdown. Second of the game. And Shawnee finds themselves down. Winslow break the huddle, go out. Timmy Bright to kick it away here on the PAT. And we're going to see a quarterback that always gives you a chance to win if you're Shawnee. But Matt Wellesley going to have to make some plays here today in the final, 19:32 left in regulation here in Atco. Short kick, picked up
at 31.
by Shawnee. It's a good return by Avery Cohen, who has touched the ball a lot in this one. It's a team this season in Shawnee that has spread the ball out a lot. Four players with over 20 catches, but number 20, Avery Cohen, in this game has been the only one to consistently make them. Now, can Shawnee, in the trenches, fend off this Winslow front that started to get home? Wellesley with Ballas. And Dean Bialis lowers the shoulder. Trey Thorpe makes the tackle across the 45. It's a 2nd and 3. So 2nd and short, oftentimes a chance for a team to open up the playbook. As Wellesley looks at the sideline, ready to snap it on 2nd down. 2 in a row on the ground. Ballas with the pile still moving across the first down marker. It will be a 1st and 10. Yeah, Matt Wellesley looks at the sideline. Tim Gushu making the hand gestures over there. But Gushu said that Wellesley could pretty much call the offense himself. Put a lot of trust in your quarterbacks, and when you've got a guy who has started for 4 years, he knows where to go with the football, usually before the ball is snapped, which is half the battle. 3 in a row on the ground, and there goes Ballas again as Dean carries just shy of first down yardage. And Shawnee is moving here. Went out of bounds, so the clock stopped. It'll be a 2nd and 2. And feeding the horse here, Dean Ballas will stop the clock again for the spot. 1st and 10, Shawnee. Another Ballas run, and this time Winslow's got him covered with Kevin Thomas on the stop. And we get another look with Thomas leaking through the line pretty easily there. It's a tackle for a loss to make it 2nd and 11. Defensive line for Winslow starting to eat a little bit. 2nd and 11, they'll fake it to Ballas. Wellesley going deep, and he's got his man in the bucket. Touchdown, Shawnee! Eric Hartman with the throw of the night by Matt Wellesley.
32-yard catch.
32 yards, and Shawnee is back in business. It's a one-score game, 22-14. And it looks like Shawnee will keep the special teams unit on the field for the extra point. Darren Wu on to boot it through. Kick is up, kick is good. And Shawnee responds.
Eagles 22. Renegades
22-15 on this throw and catch. And what a throw it was. Eric Hartman, his first touch of the night, I believe. And Matt Wellesley showing you there on that throw why he is on the verge of being the all-time passing leader in Burlington County. Again, Wellesley coming in with over 2,000 yards. And receiving Eric Hartman, averaging 48 yards per game. He just picked up about 40 of them on that touchdown. That is his 5th touchdown of the year. And Shawnee is looking like they're going to kick on sides here. Going to boot it strong, and it's knocked down. Cam Brown fought it off, bobbled for a moment, but then fell on top of it. Well done. So we've seen the pooch kicks from both teams. Neither team has shown that they're going to do that. Cam Brown going to hobble over. At least he made the play on special teams. But Shawnee was coming on him hot and heavy on the recovery. That was a really good-looking onside kick from Wu, and Brown showing his good hands there to knock it down and keep it in his field of vision to fall on top of it and secure the possession for the Eagles. But that's an interesting coaching move by Shawnee. It doesn't really change the field position that both teams have started with all game long. Winslow still starts at the 40, and Shawnee almost turning them over. But it's a respect move from Coach Gushu over to this Winslow offense, as Trey Simmons is the intended target. There is a flag at the line of scrimmage. And we'll see. Shawnee doesn't look happy, but still waiting for the official call. The penalties have gone more on the Winslow side than Shawnee, as the fans on the Shawnee side yell, "You can't do that." Winslow backing up. This looks like it's against the Eagles.
Personal foul. Winslow Township. Hands to the face. Repeat first down.
Illegal hands to the face against Winslow. So that's going to back him up a long, long ways. The silver lining is it's still first down for the Eagles, but it's first down and over 20 yards. About 25 to go here for Winslow on first down. Set up a screen, it's Trey Thorpe. Hits the hole, Thorpe spinning, and Shawnee able to prevent the huge play. It's still a pretty good one for Winslow. But Sam Beamer, the linebacker, honing in on Trey Thorpe on the stop. Senior running back Trey Thorpe. Still another game to play in a Winslow uniform, at least one. The winner here will move on to Rutgers to face Millville. Winner of South Jersey Group 4. This is the Central Jersey Championship, and Hamas Duran didn't like what he saw downfield, so it's Thorpe who's brought out of bounds at the 35, and a flag comes in on the hits. As there's a party going on here on the near side. Get those Shawnee players out of there. The play has been physical, but we haven't seen anything horrible so far. We've seen a few personal fouls, but none of the variety that you would really avoid like seeing. You got to look at the replay there. And Trey Thorpe, couple screens set up to him. Winslow all of a sudden with a 1st and 10. They had a 1st and 25 a few plays ago. And so essentially the two personal foul penalties on either team cancel each other out, and Winslow is driving at the 41. It's a pitch to Trey Thorpe. Little stutter. Now he hits it along the right side. Thorpe out of bounds at the 20. There is a flag. Flag back at the 40-yard line, and Winslow is walking backwards for what looks like another penalty against the Eagles. Team's been penalized a lot this year. Hasn't changed tonight. It's the one complaint you can have if you've been a Winslow fan this season.
Hold. Winslow, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
So another 1st and long. 1st and 20. And here in Eagle Land, the Boo Birds are out. They don't like the call. Clock runs under 4 minutes. Good football game. Officially 1st and 19 for Winslow. 3 receivers scattered near side this time. Duran looking for Mitchell. What a throw. And Jacob Mitchell could not complete the catch. What a throw, though, from Hamas Duran. He put that ball only where Jacob Mitchell could catch it. It was pretty good coverage. But Mitchell could not complete it. Leaks out for now a 2nd and 19. Been a rough couple weeks for Jacob Mitchell, but his team's still leading by 7, and he's on the field. Still a chance to make some plays for the Winslow senior. On 2nd and 19, they'll keep it in Thorpe's hands, and Trey Thorpe will get just shy of that original line of scrimmage. Yeah, the secret sauce for Winslow in this game has been give the ball to Trey Thorpe, and slow to get up is a Shawnee player. And that is number 42 and Liam Gilmore. So Gilmore goes down. And it'll be a 3rd and 11 coming up. While the injury is being dealt with on the field by the training staff of both Shawnee and Winslow, we will take a look at the scoring plays here in the quarter. It was Trey Thorpe after an Eagles drive led by Trey Simmons' long catch.
All right, so 3rd and 11.
And then Shawnee responded with a gorgeous throw from Matt Wellesley to Eric Hartman. And so both teams with scores here in the 3rd. It's 22-15. And big play here with 3rd and 11, though Winslow probably in 4-down territory again. Don't have to pick up all 11 yards. Duran for Thorpe. He's open. He hits him. And Thorpe hits 1st down yardage. So the chains move again. Winslow for the 2nd time on the drive, able to overcome a 1st and long. As we get another look at Thorpe leaking out, and he's able to beat his man to the edge in Nate Sears. 1st and 10 from the 31. They're going to run it on 1st down with Trey Thorpe. Blocks got out there, and Trey Thorpe hits the hole on the left side. He's brought down by Matt Wellesley, but not after a 15-yard pickup for Trey Thorpe. 2 touchdowns already, and they are going to keep it in number 5's hands. It's been positive yards for Trey Thorpe every time he touches the ball. Big credit to this offensive line from Winslow Township. That time working the left side of it. And Amir Wiley and Darian Smith are on the left. Here comes another flag. It's going to go against Winslow.
False start, Winslow. Repeat down.
The false start's against Winslow. It's actually Zach Thompson who's moved over to left guard. He started the game on the right side. But Darian Smith still manning that left tackle position for Winslow. It'll be a 1st and 15 for the Eagles. Final minutes of quarter number 3. Trey Thorpe run, he spins out of a tackle in the backfield and turns something out of nothing. Billy O'Byrne thought he had him. O'Byrne's a little gimpy there. And Thorpe's able to gain 6 on the play. There was O'Byrne. But Thorpe just a little too slippery. Clock runs under a minute. Looked like a direct snap to Trey Thorpe. Trying to turn the corner, and he goes down. Tackled by Cohen, just short of first down yardage. Gonna bring up a 3rd and short. And once again, the Eagles with a long drive. And they're looking to finish it with some points. Once again, a chance to make it a 2-score game. You're getting a look at why Shawnee went for that onside kick the last time they had an opportunity. As this Winslow offense is humming pretty well. 3rd and 3, they're going to switch sides of the field, go left to right, and enter the 4th quarter with a 7-point lead.
Let's make some noise.
Eagles asking for some energy from the crowd. They're going to get it.
Sectional championship on the line.
A 1-score game heading to the Central Jersey Championship. And we're going to take a look. We talked about Bill Belton, Christian Hackenberg. This was Christian Hackenberg back in 2013, this courtesy of Big Ten Network. This was the end of the 4th quarter. Penn State in the big house. To Allen Robinson, Christian Hackenberg hits him right at the goal line. Excuse me, this is at Penn State, but still Bill Belton, the game-winning touchdown for Penn State, and he gets the crowd to go wild. So you're talking about 2 players playing together in a huge program. And Bill Belton, now the offensive coordinator for Winslow Township High School. Christian Hackenberg, the quarterback's coach for Winslow Township High School.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3. Hand off Trey Thorpe. Touchdown, Winslow. 3 touchdowns for Trey Thorpe tonight. His 3rd, and it's the 2nd game in a row he's eclipsed that. So 6 touchdowns the last 2 games, and this one, importantly, gives Winslow a 13-point lead.
Eagles 28.
And true to the rest of the game, it looks like Winslow's going to go for 2. Again, out of character for them. They have allowed Timmy Bright to boot the extra points. But with this Eagles offense playing the way it has, they trust Hamas Duran. And that would make it a 15-point game, but it's incomplete. There is a late flag. Winslow's coming off the field. This looks like against the Eagles. All right, ineligible downfield, so it remains a 13-point game. So Winslow now 2 for 4 on their extra point attempts, their 2-point conversion attempts. We're going to look at some highlights here, some Trey Thorpe highlights. Why not? Once again, the star player for the Eagles offense. Senior running back again with 3 touchdowns, and it's the chunk yards that has set up this Winslow offense with some short yardage situations in the red zone. Physical running, patient running, and here's the first play of the fourth quarter again. Shawnee falls on it. 1st and 10 from the 40. So still work to do if you're Matt Wellesley. And this entire Shawnee offense. It's crunch time. And back in comes the senior in Matt Wellesley. Band making things loud for Shawnee. Short pass completed. And it's a first down completion for Shawnee. Go to the 44-yard line. Another look. Some more pressure coming in the face of Wellesley. And he's able to complete to Luke Anderson. 1st and 10. From the 44. Man down for Winslow. And once again, it's Cameron Brown. Second time we've seen Cam Brown a little injured here in the second half. And this one looks a little more serious than the first, though maybe it's the same injury. Stayed in after he recovered that onside kick by Shawnee. Now Brown, one of those two-way players. Again, this is a Winslow team that's got a lot of guys that they rely on both offensively and defensively. And the strength and conditioning coaches have done a really good job this year, making sure that the players have stayed on the field and stayed healthy. Certainly some luck involved in that as well for Winslow. They've stayed relatively healthy this season. Ball on the ground, Wellesley lucky to fall on it for no gain, maybe a loss of 1. But a turnover could be the death of Shawnee. That's one thing that cannot happen if you're Tim Gushew's team. The Renegades still alive, 2nd and long. Wellesley time this time. Goes deep. It's out of Cohen's reach. Trey Simmons was on him. Good coverage by Trey Simmons. And so 3rd and 12. Another look. Pretty good time to throw. And a good look on the replay. And our Winslow Township High School crew. Sky Clement, Sky McMillan. 2 students here at Winslow. Trickery. Wellesley looking for Cohen deep. And Cohen can't bring it in. He had a step. The throw had to be perfect. And Cohen couldn't quite get there. So Shawnee reaches deep into their bag of tricks. And now a 4th down and 12, and you really got no choice but to go for it here. So the band starts to play. The cheerleaders start to cheer. The fans gonna get into it here on a 3rd down. Wellesley stepping up. fires, and that ball is caught by Cohen. It's called a catch. We'll get a look at the replay. And how about the fastball in there from Wellesley? So it was tough to tell on our replay angle, so we won't show it. But granted, that looked like a catch. And if it didn't, and if it did hit the ground, Cohen sold it really well. 1st and 10, huge pickup for Shawnee. Screen is set up well. A lot of green for Dean Ballas. Ballas with one man to beat, and he is going to be brought down inside the 5. And Shawnee once again in business. On 4th down and 12, they are able to pick it up with Cohen, and then Wellesley finds Ballas for the screenplay to set up a 1st and goal. And if you're Shawnee, you got to punch it in here. 2 receivers near side. Wellesley on a keeper. A lot of room. Wellesley in, takes a shove, but he's in for 6. And Shawnee responds. We're back to a 1-possession game. Touchdown, Matt Wellesley. It's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. 2 touchdowns running, 1 touchdown throwing, and the 3 scores for Shawnee overall. Darren Wu on for the extra point. Extra point is good.
9:35 left.
28-22. Winslow will get the ball. You didn't think Shawnee was going to go away that quietly, did you? Look at the celebration on the sideline for Shawnee. Another player is down, and it's is that Chad Smallwood? A little slow to get up for Winslow. Smallwood stretching out his leg. Excuse me, that's Kevin Thomas, actually. Kevin Thomas for Winslow is a little slow, but he's going to hobble over to the sideline. But Shawnee now with some good momentum scoring here in the 4th quarter. But can they get the defensive stop that they need? Short kick, Shawnee says they have it. And Shawnee does have the football. Another onside kick, and this one is successful. And Shawnee takes over with a chance to go in front. Another look, it is recovered by the kicker. Are you kidding me? Darren Wu with the play of the year. We talked about his powerful boot. He's got a future at the next level. One of the best high school kickers in the state. And he showed right there what all kickers dream of. Recovering your own onside kick. Perfectly executed. And now Dean Ballas has room on 1st down, a huge hit across the 1st down marker. But Ballas pops up on his feet, and now you've got a tired Winslow defense. They run away from Chad Smallwood, and Trey Thorpe delivers the punishment, though not before Ballas picks up to 12 yards on the play. Wellesley throws incomplete. Out route for Avery Cohen off his hands. Another look at the onside kick. And right at 10 yards is where Darren Wu picked that ball up. I did say in our keys to the game that the X factor could be the kicker slash punter for Shawnee. Didn't necessarily think it was going to look like that, the big play. As the handoff goes for a couple. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 or 8 for Shawnee, with Ballas on the carry. Senior running back made some plays tonight, some good, tough, hard-nosed running for Ballas, who stands next to Matt Wellesley on a 3rd down and 7. They fake it to Ballas. Screen is incomplete. That ball is called incomplete. And the reason it was in question, because if it goes backwards at all, it's a fumble, though the ball called forward out of the hands of Matt Wellesley. Tried to squeeze it into Luke Anderson. Winslow had it covered, but Shawnee will keep the offense out onto the field. Why not? Remember, they picked up a 4th and 12 on their last possession, led to a touchdown. Now a 4th and 7. Winslow crowd on their feet. Wellesley rolls left. Wellesley gonna tuck it and run. He's gonna reach, and it depends on the spot. He might be short. Winslow thinks he's short. And Winslow takes over on downs. Oh, so close. Another look at Matt Wellesley. You saw it develop. There's Emerald Mitchell running him down, the star linebacker. And Matt Wellesley will stay on the field as a defensive back. No, now he will come off. Taking some snaps on the defensive side of the football, but they need to save him for offense. Though it's Shawnee still down by a score. They're going to try to keep it that way, with Winslow a chance to make it a 2-score game again. Trey Thorpe right side, and if you're Winslow, why not keep it on the ground here? A long drive that ends in a touchdown. Could be the dagger. And if you're thinking that drive is going to be heavy on Trey Thorpe, that means they're going to take a lot of time off the clock. Though priority number one, if you're Winslow, score a touchdown, no doubt. And any way they get that done, they will take. Duran's got Thorpe to his right, as has been the case all night long. Thorpe switches field. Trey Simmons the block on the edge, and Trey Thorpe. How about the running? Across the 35, he's close to first down yardage. It looked like it was going to be blown up. And Trey Thorpe, once again, turning something out of nothing. First down yardage. What a great run. That might have been his best of the night. On a night where he's had some good ones. 12-yard run where nothing was there on the left side. The improv from number 5. And it's a 1st and 10 Winslow from the 37. Movement. Jason Handy throws his his headset off, the assistant coach for Winslow. It's going to be a false start against the Eagles.
Dead ball, delay of game.
Delay of game is the call against Winslow.
Remains first down.
First and 15. 6:41 left.
First and 15 from 32.
Duran wants Thorpe on his left. Looking at the sideline. Now Duran ready to snap, and the ball is loose. Looks like Thorpe covered it up. Nice job by Trey Thorpe. The little things too. Liam Gilmore was in pursuit. And we get another look at the high snap, and Trey Thorpe with some quick reflexes to fall on top of that football. Otherwise, Shawnee was going to have some really good momentum. They still are in good position, this Shawnee defense. It's a 2nd and 22. Duran looking downfield. His receiver is down on his knees. He was looking for the comeback for Cam Miller, but Miller slipped. Remember, it's a natural grass field here at Winslow Township High School. And on turf, maybe an easier cut for Cam Miller, but you'll see some slips every now and again. Field is taken care of pretty well, though, here in Atco. It's a 3rd and 22. And a chance for Shawnee D to get off the field. Five wide for Winslow. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Duran delivers. He's got his man. And Jimmy Wilson is just 3 yards shy. You wonder if they go for it here on 4th down.
44, sorry, 4th and 3. Need to get to the 47.
Another look. And Jimmy Wilson catches in stride. And this is some aggressive offense, but Winslow feeling like they might have a chance to win the game if they keep the clock moving and keep possession. So 4th and 2, they're going to go for it. Duran looking at the sideline. Now they snap it. The give is to Thorpe. Right side run. He's going to be short. He's going to be, I think, short. Once again, it's going to depend on the spot. He's at the 47, and that's right where the sticks are, and this is almost certainly going to be stopped for a measurement. So here comes the chain gang. Winslow thinks they got the first down. Shawnee thinks they got the stop. We will take another look. And he got the first down yardage. The chain gang says first down Winslow by the skin of their teeth.
5 minutes left. 1st and 10 at the 47.
Well, that'll be a play that's looked at quite a few times, I'm sure, by the Shawnee faithful as a potential turning point. Fresh set of downs for Winslow. It's Trey Thorpe reversing field again. Now up the middle. Thorpe's got 10 yards for first down yardage. Though he may be marked just shy of the sticks, it's another chunk play for Trey Thorpe, reversing field as the clock ticks to 4 minutes to go. Second and short. Shawnee going to start to think about using those timeouts. Winslow going to keep the clock moving. Trey Thorpe to the 40. He's got another first down for Winslow. Only needed one. He picked up 5.
Up to the 40, up for the first down. First and 10. The 40. 3, 27, and counting.
Winslow in no particular hurry. And this is probably where the timeouts are going to start to come for Shawnee. They just want to give their quarterback one more chance with the football in his hand. Number 5's got the ball, and he is wrestled down forward, even on a play where Trey Thorpe is stopped. He's able to carry Billy O'Byrne, or at least Billy O'Byrne carries him for a gain of 2. Shawnee's going to stop the clock. First timeout called by Shawnee. Second and about 8 coming up. So if you're just joining us,
to 2 minutes, 48 seconds.
Trey Thorpe with 3 touchdowns. We get another look at the bracket here in Central Jersey Group 4. The winner will play the South Jersey Group 4 champion, and that is Millville in a couple weeks. Winslow defeating Colts Neck in the semifinal round. Shawnee defeating Clearview, both teams with fairly easy routes to the championship game. The number 1 versus number 2 seed here in the championship. .248 left. Why not keep it in the hands of Trey Thorpe again? Sheds a tackle. Thorpe is lifted to the 20. It's a first down for Winslow.
First down.
What an image. Zachary Thompson lifting Thorpe into the air. He might be doing that after the game as well. Only 2 timeouts left for Shawnee, and Winslow's got the clock moving as we approach 2 minutes to go. Everyone knows where this football is going. Spoiler alert, it's number 5, and Trey Thorpe with a gain of 4. Shawnee timeout, and if you're Shawnee, you just got to be ripping at that football now, hoping and praying for a turnover. One more first down wins the game for Winslow. Another look at how this drive has been going. The 4th down play, this was the 3rd down play actually, with Jimmy Wilson receiving it, and then on 4th and 2, Trey Thorpe got 2 yards exactly. And then they've kept it on the ground as they've moved to the 24-yard line. Awesome highlight there. Second and 6. Officially 7 on the scoreboard. The pitch to Thorpe. Hits the edge. Oh, a flag comes out. And that's a back-breaking penalty. Jacob Mitchell was in the area. I don't know if the penalty's against him, but it's a hold against Winslow. So hold your horses as Shawnee now has some life. A 2nd and 7 is going to become probably somewhere in the area of 2nd and 17. And Shawnee still has 2 timeouts. Might get the ball back with like a minute to play in a best case scenario.
Winslow, repeat 2nd down. Snap.
So the ball back to the 30. 2nd and 18. If you're the Eagles, you just gotta keep the ball on the ground, force Shawnee to take those timeouts, even though you know a first down would win the game. So they'll pitch it to Thorpe. And Thorpe gains the edge. Trey Thorpe still moving, touchdown! His 4th.
No flags. 30 yards. 4th touchdown tonight.
30-yard touchdown. Trey Thorpe.
1:33
Has
left in
iced
the game.
the game and iced the Central Jersey Group 4 championship for Winslow. What a performance. 4 TDs for Trey Thorpe, 3 last week. And he is that guy right now for the Winslow Township Eagles. Eagles are going to go for 2. Shawnee fans filing out of the stadium here at Winslow Township High School. Delay of game against Winslow, but they're still dancing. Duran for the 2-point conversion. It's going to fall incomplete. 34-22, Trey Thorpe on a 2nd and 18 gets 30. Another look at the run by Trey Thorpe. His 4th score. Cheerleaders are getting into it. How about the cops getting involved as well? And yeah, that's what this win means to this community. Gotta love it.
with it. Picked up.
Cohen moves upfield.
Brought down right about the.
It's not over yet if you're Shawnee. Got to fight to the very end. They'll probably have to score quickly and recover an onside kick. But we've seen things like that happen before in football games. So if you're Shawnee, you can never give up. Ball spotted at the 48 for Shawnee with 1:26 to play in the fourth quarter. Wellesley for Ballas on the screen. Ballas gets by Jeremiah Taylor and out of bounds for a gain of 9, maybe 10. Good play for Shawnee. 3 seconds off the clock, and they stop it. So on second and short, the playbook wide open, though you really could throw out the first down attempts for Shawnee. They're looking end zone here at the end of the game. And here's Wellesley waiting for receivers to get downfield, and he goes down. Jimmy Wilson on the sack.
Jimmy Wilson.
And that'll run the clock inside a minute. Shawnee has to hurry. They got to get the ball downfield. Wellesley steps up. And it is incomplete. Trey Thorpe almost. It was Thorpe which would have put a cap on this one. Who drops it. Remember, he had 3 interceptions last week on top of his 3 touchdowns. It's 4th and 13. Winslow timeout. They know that if they get the stop here, it's victory formation. Take a look back at the plays from earlier in the contest. Here are some of the scoring plays. Trey Thorpe, there's one of his 4 touchdowns. This was Hamas Duran, the 2nd touchdown for Winslow. And the catch was made by Trey Simmons. And then everything else was the Trey Thorpe show. This is the first play of the 4th quarter. And then just now, Thorpe to ice the game. Back for the 4th and 13. Wellesley delivers. It's gonna be incomplete. And that's the ball game. There's the final play. Winslow takes over on downs.
Shawnee can stop the clock one more time.
Winslow already on the field celebrating, but they've got to put the finishing touches on this one. Victory formation. What a win. The first ever Central Jersey Group 4 championship, first ever championship overall for Winslow Township. Winslow needs to kneel the ball down twice, assuming that Shawnee will call a timeout here.
Let's give it up for Shawnee off for a great game Great season, Shawnee. Let's go!
Shawnee gonna let the clock roll.
Winslow Township.
Winslow Township High School, the champions in Central Jersey Group 4. The Eagles are victorious.
Give it up to everybody. This is a community win, y'all. Come on, everybody. Winslow, Winslow, Winslow. Let's go, y'all. We are champions. First sectional champion. Y'all hear me? Give it up to the coaches, the players.
First sectional championship in the history of Winslow or Edgewood High School.
Our championship cheerleaders. Let's go.
Congratulations to everyone here at Winslow Township High School, everyone in the community, and the season continues for Winslow. They'll take on Millville at Rutgers in a couple weeks. Shawnee with a good performance, but it's Winslow a better one.
Keep them there, y'all. And they stay there. And they stay there. And they stay there. Cause all I do is win. If you going in, put your hands in the air. Make them stay there.
Swerving in my low. Head on the swivel, you know, serving me some out. Clean as a whistle as I pull out in my Rolls Royce. Telephone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Kelly, back it up, my call me loco. Therefore on traffic, they don't make me pull out. Hey, so what you laughing at? Represent that blood life. Dirty money, better get your
Give it
blood
up to
right.
these boys, y'all. For the next season, y'all.
Rapping all black, it's like
Give it up.
you riding the wood, we riding the night.
Storm setting the record. Trey Thorpe, 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns for Trey Thorpe tonight.
Where they at?
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Raise it up.
Put your hands in the air, make 'em stay there.
Heat in the kitchen, hot on the stove, water getting boiled. Biggest souls, snoopy in the cookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. My home with the roots.
Congratulations, Coach Kenny Scott. All the assistants.
No doubt. Congratulations, Kenny Scott gets to hold up the trophy. First sectional championship for Township High School.
We going up to North Jersey, y'all. We going up to North Jersey, y'all.
Winslow heading up to North Jersey to face Millville in the battle between South and Central in Group 4. We want to thank you all for joining us here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network tonight. Our Winslow Township High School crew, with Andrew Jersky as well on camera, Ethan Carpenter, our director. My name's Simon Rosenwasser, and we thank you all for joining us as Winslow takes home the ultimate prize in this section. Great performance overall by Winslow. Trey Thorpe with 4 touchdowns, and the Eagles win by a final score of 34-22. So we will say so long here from Atco. I'm sure the party will continue here in South Central Jersey. Simon Rosenwasser saying so long for our team here on the Play-by-Play Sports Network. Congratulations, Winslow. Congratulations, Shawnee, as well, on a great season. So long, everyone.